It's Wednesday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Muriah Afolabi Brown. As always, I have the ladies with me. Hello, Mariam Nonge.
Hi.
How you doing?
Muriah Afolabi Brown. Hi, thank you.
What's happening? I love the shoes.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I launched it when you did your mom's whatever, so.
Ah, interesting.
Nice.
How are you doing?
I'm good. So, yesterday I had a meeting, and we were just talking environmental sustainable products. So these are things that, we make from the things around us, clean, organic, from around us. Like yesterday I got to see like cardboard boxes used as furniture. So when you see it, you think you sit on a cardboard box, you fall flat on your behind. But I sat on it, it was firm and sturdy. And some of the things, so many things that we can do here in Nigeria to help our economy and our young people who are involved in things like that. So for a lot of people who are involved in things like that, you find that in the rural areas, they're not making a lot of money, and we're constantly waiting to do something.
Create jobs.
Meanwhile, we are already creating jobs. And this person I had a meeting with is trying to find, it's created a platform to bring investors, trainings to these people. And I just feel that this is somewhere we should look into. Environmental sustainability products are important for the environment, one, and also for our economy, too. Yeah.
How are you doing, Nima?
I'm fine. I'm grateful to God. I'm dealing with a lot. It was World Hijab Day yesterday. I usually mark on the 2nd of February, so I sort of missed. I didn't miss it, actually. I deliberately did not open my messages. So there was a press briefing at Alausa yesterday. I will be taking it in the Daily Trust. We made the papers, and that's it. A lot of issues that, things that we've been distracted from. There's major abuses of the hijab-wearing women in Nigeria, and it continues to slow growth. So every other person can quickly achieve what they want to achieve, but the woman constantly trying to balance her faith and her ambition in life, it's a lot of distraction, it's a lot of load. A caring government would create a platform like you have in Europe today, where women go anywhere they want to go, and they already have their faith balanced. The abuse is too much here, but they do have small. I'll get to Daily Trust, I'll take the press briefing.
I'm doing amazing. Excited about life. That's just what's been happening to me. This month is definitely going to be a month of peace, a month of joy, a month of love, a month of looking inwards. And it's not just about the chase for the success. It's about trying to look at our internal landscape and just understanding that we are more than what we see. We are a lot more than what we see. So I started this Be Still challenge so that we can just take time out and have a few minutes of meditation daily, so we can just hear directly from what the universe is saying. So however you can do it, find a few minutes a day at the early hours of the morning or late at night before you sleep, and just tune in and just listen. That's what we've been doing. Anyhow you want to do it.
I guess these things like this, because sometimes you have plenty of children around, everybody, grandma is shouting.
You must come with the excuses.
Thank you. But you see, every woman sleeps like, I'm sure all of us sleep late at night.
Yeah, the last
you are the last to sleep because you have to check the doors and everything.
Yes.
At that time that you're about to go to bed, 5 minutes wouldn't kill you to just sit still, because it helps you calm to handle the next day.
But what if you're just so tired, you just want to get out of bed and sleep off?
Yeah.
But you're right. Yeah,
if you can.
I'm going to do it, actually, just because I'm part of our tribe. I'm in her tribe.
I love you, my
tribe. Instructed by this tribe that we will meditate, don't worry.
What are your tribal marks?
Sorry?
You need tribal marks.
Spiritual ones.
Okay.
You think so?
You need tribal marks to differentiate.
Yes, we have. I know them. Yeah. It's in your forehead, I can see it.
All right, let's go to a quick break. When we come back, we go through the front pages of the papers. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Okay, we'll start with the Punch this morning. Marketers label one as federal government pushes refineries repairs to Buhari's successor. Kaduna lists 1,192 killed in 2021. El Rufai insists terrorists must die. Kidnap epidemic, gunmen abduct ex-local government chairman, 4 others in Ekiti. U.S. resumes no interview process for Nigerians seeking visa renewal. Reps recommend 390 million compensation for customs killings in Oyo and Katsina. 22,000 mother-to-child HIV transmission recorded yearly, says NACA. Convicted millionaires 2.7 billion naira fraud approved by it says EFCC. Oil revenue plunges as Nigeria misses January OPEC quota. Okay, which stories are we taking here?
I wanted to quickly build on this MENA. This time there, yeah. So the EFCC is now using MENA's conviction, the court records, to start a prosecution of the former head of the civil service, Stephen Orosonoye. They're saying, insisting that 2.7 billion naira fraud for which MENA was convicted successfully is something that he approved as the head of the civil service at the time. MENA, had opened some commercial bank accounts, about 6 of them, where these monies were siphoned to, and he, as the head of the civil service, who could have traced or curtailed these excesses, continued to approve the payment of those monies to those accounts. So he's facing his own. And I wonder how this kind of damning evidence will not indict him.
Okay.
Yeah, so in the order formed from the reports of the House of Committee on Customs and Excise, after it launched the investigation into the 2 incidents in the local government area of Oyo and GBR Katsina, we remember Customs had, they call extrajudicially killed innocent victims in the pursuit of their own jobs. And so the report is recommending that 390 million naira be paid as compensation to the families of these victims. Of course, they recognize that a life is valuable and cannot be replaced, but it's important that some form of monetary compensation is given to them. And so they recommended a 20,000 million for each person that was killed, and then there were 4 in Nishain, so that's about 80 million for those ones. And then 1 person sustained a gunshot injury, and he was recommended to be given 2 million. And then in Katsina State, the incident happened August 9th, 2021, and also they're recommending 20 million for each of the victims' families, and that brought the total to 200 million. And also they said that for the officers that were involved in this, they need to be brought to book.
Right. You see?
Yeah, the major headlines. So the Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Timi Pre-Silva, had said yesterday that the president will not be able to complete the repairs of the comatose refineries, and they'll be expecting the next government to continue it. That the plan they had initially was to try as much as possible to complete 60%, especially the Port Harcourt refinery. But the other 2 that they were working on will take a longer process for them to complete. And since government is in continuum, I don't know when we started being in continuum, that they're expecting the next administration to complete it. And that there's no refinery that would actually function without the removal of subsidy. Right now, we're budgeting about 3 trillion to remove, to pay for subsidy. Imagine if we had used the money to do something else. And even the Dangote refinery that everybody is waiting for, he will not want to sell at a loss. He's still going to sell at the international price. The only thing we may now not pay is probably the freight prices that will be reduced, since we are not going to be importing if we're buying from him. But that they are trying, before the administration is over, 60%, most of these refineries would have started working somehow, and hopefully the next administration will continue. That the president would have just loved to remove the subsidy, but because he's trying to, be concerned about the citizens and their hardship, he will not remove it. But now the 3 trillion that would have used for something else, we want to use it to pay.
But I actually have a story, which I won't take it. I'll take it later, because it might not be 3 trillion again. It might be 3.5 trillion. We'll take that. So Kaduna State, the state commissioner of Internal Security and Home Affairs, Samuel Arunwa, was giving a report that about 1,192 have been killed in 2021 in Kaduna State, and 3,348 people were kidnapped by bandits in the state in the year 2021. And he was giving that report to the government. And at that meeting, the governor reiterated. Tell me exactly what the governor of Kaduna State said. He said that the federal government must create another theater command similar to the one in the Northeast to tackle insecurity in the Northwest and Niger State. He also maintained that the bandits or terrorists must not have been given message that they must be killed. that modern day equipment is required, and these people should not be given any type of mercy. He said, we have no doubt that there's urgent national efforts to strengthen security, but these terrorists must not be spared. Moving on quickly to The Nation. Wike, North can't stop South from getting PDP ticket. U.S. begins no interview for visa renewal in Nigeria. Autumn orders probe into Obasanjo's farm fire. Dismissal of suit clears the way for Balogun as Olubadan. 50,000 barrels of crude oil to oil thieves daily. And gunmen kidnapped 10 farmers in Ondo, 5 in Ekiti. Forex turnover at official window dropped from $4.4 billion to $2.18 billion. Okay?
Yes, so Tony Elumelu, the chairman of Airs Oil and Gas, says that he loses 50,000 barrels of crude oil to thieves every day. He says his company produces sometimes about 87,000 barrels, and they lose 70,000 barrels per day, and that's just them. So imagine across board for all the other companies what they're losing. And he says that this requires a national seminar or dialogue. And he says, in my view, it is one of the highest levels of threat to our country, because this is money that goes into the hand of people who do not pay tax and people we don't regulate in the country. He also says that these people would take this money and buy ammunition, thereby posing even a more dangerous threat to Nigeria. He calls it an embarrassment, and he hopes that, that we find leaders who are resilient enough to make sure that we stop this across board.
So the major headline.
Yeah, the major headline.
So Governor Wike has said that the North should not have any plans to rule or get the ticket, the presidential ticket on the platform of the PDP, that, the standard bearer of the PDP will be from the South. This is in response to what the governor of Bauchi State said last week, Governor Bala Mohammed, who referred to the presidency of President Goodluck Jonathan as being the turn of the South in the PDP, and that so now it should be the turn of the North. He says that is not serious. The South will make a statement very soon, and it's not about who will be vice president, and people take the South for granted. This is also in agreement with Chief Edwin Clark, asking Atiku, Tambuwa, and all of them to forget their presidential ambition at all in this country, saying that for the 61 years of the country's independence, the North has ruled the country for 45 years. That zoning is deliberately put so that we can have unity and peace, and people have equity in presenting the country. So they should allow that and do the honorable thing. And they are also threatening. Yeah. De Klerk's language was very threatening. He went very far. I think that they should sit together and do it amicably so we'll have peace.
All right, so we took the story yesterday that Obasanjo's farm was burnt down by hoodlums, I think, over the weekend. So obviously he was really upset about that, and in his press briefing he berated the burning of his 2,420 hectares farmland in Benue State. It's a mango plantation, actually. Very interesting. And he described it as a bad development, the burn of his farm, and that hopefully the governor has actually responded, saying that he has ordered a full investigation to find out what happened. Was it hoodlums, was it herders, and that Obasanjo deserves some respect, and he shouldn't be treated the way in which he's been treated. And the Benue State shouldn't be the exception.
The weather is quite harsh right now.
The word respect is annoying. So, a lot of times people are attacked and their houses burnt and all of that is not disrespect. That's a crime. You should deal with it as a crime, but don't single out one person and say, deserves some respect, he was disrespected.
Because he's an elder statesman.
People's investments are attacked like that every day. As a governor, do the right thing, secure your state, and fight for everybody.
Okay, let's go on a quick break. We have one more to have.
Yes,
I have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Yes, so gunmen suspected to be kidnappers abducted 10 farmers at Ayede Ugbese in Akure. Oh, God. Akure? I know Akure is the Ayede Ugbese. I hope I did not kill it. Ayede. Akure, not local government area. The farmers were identified, and the owner, Femi Alawiye, said he had engaged this farmer. So what happened was that somebody came and gave a story that there was fire outbreak in the farm, and by the time he got there, they had kidnapped 10 of them. They requested 100 million. They released 5 of them that night. They now reduced the amount of money to 10 million, and they're still struggling to get the money. So the police is saying that they are on it. Luckily, they will get them out of custody.
Let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll continue with the review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bali, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey, as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC Communications story.
Thanks for staying with us. We're moving on now to Daily Sun. Pressure mounts on Buhari to sign electoral bill into law. Reps summoned the 390 million naira as compensation. Recommended 390 million naira as compensation for victims of extrajudicial killings. 4.2 trillion naira debt service. Economy in real crisis, laments Lawan. Lagos Catholic Archbishop Martins locked up by Lagos City Hall facility manager. Buhari launches 62 billion naira HIV trust fund, and U.S. Embassy returns Dropbox visa renewal in Lagos. Okay. Yes, who locked up the
It's
Archbishop?
just sensation. You know these papers. So what happened was that the Catholic Archbishop of Lagos, Alfred Adewale Martins, yesterday was locked inside his residence by the facility manager of the Lagos State City Hall.
Unintentionally?
No, not unintentionally. So the guy came fuming and saying that Lagos State had given him a directive to lock up the gate of that residence and locked the Archbishop and his people inside. They were begging him and trying to understand what happened. He said, no, he has to go to a meeting in Alausa to probably meet the governor and all that, and then he left. But when investigations really happened to find out what made them to lock up, the Christian Association of Nigeria now said that it wasn't somebody from the government. He was not actually sent. It's just unscrupulous people trying to be funny that came and did that, and that they're expecting an apology from the government to the Archbishop. So it was just...
In one word, they're saying it's not government, and they're saying government shouldn't apologize.
Anyway, yesterday, the president spoke at the launch of a 62 billion naira HIV trust fund. This is to help Nigeria end AIDS. as a public health threat. And the president also, while he was there, he pledged that his regime will continue to prioritize health interventions to address killer diseases and public health emergencies. So the DG of National Agency of Control of AIDS, Dr. Gambo Ali was there, and he said that 3 years before, they had about 800,000 Nigerians that were identified as living with HIV, and they got them to get treatment. And 3 years after now, with the administration's support, they're able to add another 900,000 Nigerians living with HIV on that platform. So Nigerians over, 1.7 million of Nigerians are now, who live with HIV are now receiving treatment annually. And so this fund will go a long way in making sure that people living with HIV can get access to treatment. But he says, despite these achievements, we have a worrying concern, which is the transmission of the virus from mother to child. And they need to do a lot more work on that.
So, Olubadan, you want to take your story first?
I want to take 4.2 trillion debt servicing. The Senate President, through his spokesman, his special advisor on economic matters, Professor Nasif Abdullahi Dama, says that the economic problem of this country cannot happen without the active collaboration of elite groups like the Chartered Institute of Taxation, and this was at their event. And he said, their 40th anniversary event, he started to talk about our continuous rise in debt servicing from 2.1 trillion in 2019 to 2.4 trillion in 2020, and continuously like that now we have a 4.2 trillion debt servicing economy, and it's because revenue generation is difficult. You have people collaborating here and there to cut corners, and then we quickly, carefully, boldly put the problem at the foot of tax operators within the country under the Chartered Institute of Taxation in Nigeria. I wonder that, but I'm waiting for the response. I read the story throughout. I wanted the Chartered Institute or the representative of president to respond on, that part, but I didn't see it in the article.
Olubadan, the court dismissed suits invalidating the elevation of the high chiefs to Obas. If you recall, when this whole thing happened during the Ajimobi administration, I think it was Senator Rashidi Lajoda that sued the government of Ajimobi for elevating these chiefs to become Obas. Of course, one of the judges found them null and void and wanted to throw out the case, but the Ajimobi administration appealed. When they appealed, when the other new governor came in, Makinde came in, he called for another meeting where they had, they said it's called a consent, some agreement where they sat down together to agree with Ladoja. Then, of course, the high chiefs did not disagree with the consent judgment. That's what's called consent judgment, and then went to court again. Anyways, to cut the long story short, the court has finally ruled out and said that it has dismissed the suit and invalidating the elevation, because even the high chiefs have also withdrawn their own suit against the government. So hopefully it will be a coast to be clear, therefore for the new Oba, the Olubadan, to be properly crowned going forward. Okay, quickly, Vanguard. Higher oil prices driving subsidy costs to 3.5 trillion naira. Strike. ASUU should be cognizant of fiscal pressures we're facing, says Buhari. 2023, we didn't endorse Yahaya Bello for president, said Northern Can. 4th million bridge construction kicks off second quarter 2022, says Solomolu. Nigeria lost $4 billion to oil thieves in 9 months, says Ilumelu. And 2023, Atiku, Sarakib, Tambua, other northern aspirants must jettison ambition, says Clark. Okay. So there were indications that subsidy burden on the 2022 budget may worsen because experts are forecasted that there'll be a higher landing cost for imported petrol in the days ahead. So when you're talking earlier, I said that was 3 trillion naira. The experts are already projecting that it's likely to become, currently our landing cost right now is 360 naira per liter, but it's likely to rise to 390 or 413 thereabouts landing costs. Now that would definitely increase the budget that we require from trillion to 3.5 trillion naira for 18 months, if you recall. And that's not funny. But, that's the reality. Since we are not removing subsidy.
A barrel of crude has gone to $90.
Yes.
We are making excess, but then we are losing it.
We're losing it, yes. So on ASUU, the president hosted the Nigeria Interreligious Council, NIREC, at the council chambers presidential villa. And the team was led by co-chairs, the Sultan of Sokoto, Alhaji Mohammed Saad Abubakar III, and the president of the Christian Association of Nigeria, Reverend Samson Olashupo Ayokunle. And while they had this meeting, it was as a result of them trying to mediate between ASUU and the federal government. And the president was reminding them to tell ASUU that they actually have them in mind, but they need to pay attention to most of the economic hardships that the a country is going through at the moment in making their request. There's no country that would want to allow their educational system to suffer if the country is looking to go ahead. And so they have them in mind. They have paid out some money for that. Their revitalization of some of the universities. They are working towards the agreement that they have made. They should just be patient with them. And they thanked NIREC for coming to mediate. And, so hopefully we may not have any form of strike anytime soon.
Okay, moving on quickly to the Nigerian Tribune. Clerk to Atiku Saraki Tambuwal, don't run. Cool fever spreads to Guinea-Bissau as gunfire erupts near Presidential Palace. Reps ask customs to pay 390 million naira compensation to victims in Oyo and Katsina. Banditry, 1,192 people killed in Kaduna. Report. I will honor agreement with ASUU, says Buhari. Government abducts farm owner, 9 others in Ondo. And ritual killings. IFA doesn't support use of human parts for wealth, says traditional worship. No, you must have been
waiting for you to get here.
Yep.
Okay. So the Traditional Religion Worshippers Association, Oyo State branch, are addressing the notion that IFA priests are behind people doing rituals for money. They say that that no Yoruba deity was ever recorded or has been recorded to have used human beings or parts of their bodies for wealth. Ifa Oracle does not support the use of human parts to wealth. But they say you can look to your social media where people are displaying tons of cash, jewelry, posh automobiles, and other material wealth. And that could be one of the reasons people think that there's wealth that can be gotten from using human parts. They also said that you should also lay the blame on the doorsteps of our leaders in the society. Their display of wealth in the face of widespread poverty, where majority of youths are jobless and what belongs to the people are kept in the hands of few. This is a major cause. They also said that the Nigerian movies, Nollywood, always project the use of human beings for rituals.
They've stopped that.
And so they need to also censor that. So I guess they have given us a...
So they are hearing our cry. Remember we talked about this series. So they are listening, and I'm happy they're coming out. And we would like to interview one of them. If you know an IFA priest, we know we had one, but he used to be tush. We want a real one that is in the business. We'd like to have him. Let's talk, because people demonize what they don't understand. So if we have understanding, we can be able to have a better explanation to young people when they're getting into this thing. Okay, so cool fever. It will not be our portion. God forbid. But it is spreading across Africa. So there was a threat. It's becoming a source of concern for many African countries because it's threatening the democracy in the continent. At least one person was reported to have been killed in Guinea-Bissau. On Tuesday, amid fears, there was I think there was an army around the president. Where does the president stay?
The villa. like Nigeria here.
Yeah. So according to BBC, gunfire erupted near a government building in Bissau where the president Umaru Sissoko was staying, and his entire cabinet and himself were detained there for some time. At the time of the report, they didn't understand, they didn't know the whereabouts of the president and his cabinet members, but they had gunshots around that area, and there's a threat, there's a possibility that they might have been taken over by the military. That's pretty much the stuff. But I'm sure by today we'll have an update on exactly what's happening in Guinea-Bissau. But we just hope it stops there. Very quickly to daily, so let's see how much time we have. Okay, we run out of time. Daily Trust. Let's send a story we've not taken. Makinde okays hijab wearing in Oyo State. Let's find another story. Article meets Babangida in Minna. Kano asked police to exhume corpse of Almajiri child killed by teachers. Okay, let's take the hijab story. Who has that story?
The governor of Oyo State, through his special advisor on Islamic affairs, Imam Abdul Rashid Abdulaziz, has said that his directive in Oyo State is that hijab-wearing students are allowed to wear their hijabs everywhere in Oyo State, and that I've given this instruction to all authorities within school. Oyo State seems to be the case in study because we're in court right now against some schools in Oyo State about the hijab abuses in schools. And so I would quickly use the response of the director of the Hijab Rights Advocacy Initiative, my organ at the top, Mutia Orelu. She responded that to insist that students choose between Muslim girls, let's use girls now, choose between their faith and their religion as if both are mutually exclusive rights. They can concurrently run together without abusing the rights of anybody. But to insist on making this a problem is to continue to restrict such young girls the right to education. And you continue to see a larger number of Muslim women at the bottom strata as if they don't want to get educated. And that, for you, is not a problem that the government should or is willing to solve.
To handle.
Then it's not a problem. But when you talk about non-education, you then keep quiet. It's a problem that you must find a socially workable way to meet. And we must desist from this. It is not an abuse to you when a person insists on being covered, because it is not an abuse to you when another person insists on being naked. We can't continue like this paying lip service. This is an abuse of rights. A lot of parents would then say, I'd rather keep them. And they can't even afford private education where, these services. Public education, public schools, especially in Lagos State, where we already have an appeal court subsisting authority on that, should even desist from that. And the right thing for the Oyo State as well as Lagos, all states should do is to enforce such abuses within schools. If there's disciplinary action against authorities, teachers doing this, you'll see it will stop. But we keep writing petitions and they keep paying lip service. That our state is not against it. We don't know why. If a teacher is found wanting, do the right thing. Make a scapegoat of one of them.
All right, that's all we can take on Front Page Review. When we come back with our hot topic of the day, stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bolly, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC Communications story.
Come closer. A little bit more. Perfect. I have exciting news for you. You asked for it and you got it. Your favorite breakfast show, Your View, will be going to 2 hours. We're going to have in-depth analysis of the newspaper review and more conversations on the hot topics. The ladies of Your View and I will be stirring up our guests to get an in-depth into all the various topics, and you, our viewers, will have the opportunity to call in and share your views. After all, it's your view. Join us on Your View, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for a fantastic conversation. Don't miss it.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw ether material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
How we're doing, guys? Is the makeup in progress? Makeup? Check. Are the scripts on the prompter? Script? Check. Are we set in the VCR? All tape in place? VCR? Check. Clock is ticking, time is racing, lights are. Plans all set. 120 minutes of hot entertainment. We are ready for the mission.
Àwọn kan wà tí wọ́n bá kú tọ́jọ́ kú wọn ò tí ì pé wọ́n á papòdà síbòmí.
Thanks for staying with us. So today we want to lament. It's our Lamentation Wednesday.
Yes,
and we'd like to open our phone lines for our callers to lament. And what are we talking about? We're lamenting about the spate at which Nigerians are constantly being defrauded of their hard-earned savings in the banks without refund or compensation.
Or explanation.
We are not happy. We would have loved to bring in a banker or somebody, one of the chief executives, to come and answer us today. But before we do that, we want Nigerians to express their pour out your heart today. Then after that, we can then bring in an expert to tell us, okay, how do we resolve these issues? But we want them to even hear that there's a problem. So I personally haven't really experienced the ATM thing, but I've heard a lot of people have complained that they go to the ATM and they try to use their card, and either they deduct certain charges, and then they go to the bank and say, how did you remove this money? And they say they cannot, that it's part of the CBN policies. You know, they come up with all these things, and I would need to know, what exactly are we paying for? What are the layers of charges that we have? Explain to us so that we know, because sometimes you just see your text coming in saying that 15 naira has gone, 10 naira has gone, and you're wondering, who did I owe money?
Who did I
So we'd like Nigerians to please call us. You can call us on the numbers on your screen, 080 08127053687. You can also call us on 09139076694. You can also send us a message on YouTube and Facebook. Just a few days ago, ATM swallowed a lady's card. She reported it immediately. She was asked to come back on Monday. She was at the bank. Come back on Monday. She was still within the premises of the bank when they started receiving multiple alert transactions while she was there. Another one says, oftentimes we've seen customers be dramatic or being condemned to a state of consolation.
Consolation.
Yes, in consolation. So I saw that exactly yesterday. Yes. I was at the bank. I had to do a particular transaction. And I just heard a man fuming. I will burn down this bank. I will burn down. In fact, I will sue you and you pay me that money. So what happened? When I asked somebody what happened, he said, that probably somebody took a loan from his account without his knowledge. And the bank has been debiting him steadily to service another person's loan that he's not aware of. The man was fuming. I will sue you. I will burn down the bank. I went to do my own transaction because I was quarreling. There's a particular account I use for most of my transactions. So my groceries in the supermarket, my Netflix payments and all those things. And just very handy card. I now started paying attention because I was broke at a point. So you know when you're broke, when the alerts are coming, you don't really pay. When you're broke, you now, every 50 kobo that leaves, you have to check where did I spend this money. 50 naira here, 250 tomorrow, another 500 here. They will say service this, they will say withdrawal this. All manner of charges. I feel like closing some of the accounts, just close it. Let's know that we're not doing anything. If I need to withdraw cash, I'll go and withdraw cash. But the banks are not even explaining to us. They were trying to pacify the man that don't worry, you'll be fine. He said, I will not be fine. So don't worry, we'll resolve. You will not resolve it. Please accept it. I will not accept your apology. The man refused. I don't know. Because I was worried for him. And he looked like they had drained everything in his account. If he's a young man who's struggling, he looked like he was struggling. How would he survive? They don't pay attention to all of this.
This man's example looks very familiar, very, very familiar. So young from law school, my family friend calls me, Said, I hope he's watching. That's him. They've debited my account. So I said, how can they just be debiting your account? What did you do? Did you sign any check? Did you do a guarantee for anybody? Did you drop your checks somewhere? And then he came and said, honestly, someone had taken a loan from a microfinance bank and he dropped his checks.
To guarantee.
But the bank did not notify him upon default. They just went into his account and took money. And they insisted that because he was asking them to stop, they would now arrest him for like a dodge check arrangement. So they threatened him. So I wrote to the bank and said, you have to stop because this is not even a guarantee, it's an indemnity. I mean, the arrangement you're talking about is an indemnity. This one now, you need to give him notice. You can't just be entering into his finances. So we asked the bank to, to not honor any of those checks anymore. And we asked something to be done. The person now used a panty to come and carry him. My boss then, Abu went to represent me because I was heavily pregnant. I think I was going through fertility treatment. So Abu went and they stopped. And so he did not pay. They now went into the person's account. So there are sometimes when that man, for instance, maybe I'm giving an honor on any of his finances, and then they're entering his account and he's saying bank must stop. You have to do more than that to notify them. That one I know of. But I've seen pensioners, people that are not smartphone savvy, who don't have mobile banks. Because me, one time, I bought fuel for 8,000 naira. How much and they debited me 80-something thousand. I swear I was broke. That money saved the 80 plus everything was client's money. The 1 million naira in that account was client's money. In my own inside is 850 something, 8,500 something. I used 8,000 to full tank inside. And as in, you know how I went. And the alert, unfortunately for me, because I buy fuel all the time with POS, doesn't come that day. So imagine me sitting at home. I wasn't on the show. There was traffic. The containers had blocked our area, everything. I was just frustrated from
I can imagine.
I looked at it and I was like, The first time I brought out my mobile bank, blocked my ATM, blocked everything. So when somebody ran to my house at the dead of the night around 12, hitting on the door. Shebi, your husband works in so back. Help me to call him. I've seen they've already removed 5,000. They want to remove it.
Yes. So
you know that kind. My husband then brought out an account, called the number, and blocked for him. So I've seen people truly sweat through that. But you need to be if you cannot be, you should try to. If you cannot be full savvy, have someone trustworthy around you that can help you.
Just block immediately.
Except for the lady whose ATM was swallowed like this in that belly before, and then they are getting debits. The bank is complicit.
No, that one we go burn the bank now.
No. Let me go in the commercial. Hey, we'll be right back. What we want to do, we want Nigerians to call in and share your experience with us. Stay with us, we'll be right back. I cannot jungle justice down.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bolly, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey, as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC Communications story.
At TVC Communications.
Àwọn kan wà tí wọ́n bá kú tọ́jọ́ kú wọn ò tí ì pé wọ́n á papòdà síbòmíì.
Is that how you're gonna say it?
Ọkọ tí wàá sọ nìyẹn.
Bó ṣe wá kọ̀wé ránṣẹ́ yìí pé òun fẹ́ rí mi kájọ fojúkojú yìí kò yé èmi o.
Bó ṣe pé ẹ̀rí ẹ̀mí lẹ́kùnmọ́ àyà mi ti sọ kí.
Torí kí ni?
Àkọ́yẹ́ kọ́ mọ bí jẹ́rẹ̀ ẹ̀mí lẹ́kùnmọ́ yọ mọ̀ mú yẹn rí flashback jọ́ ẹ̀ kí ọmọ tó mọ̀ ẹgbọ́n mọ́.
Come closer. A little bit more. Perfect. I have exciting news for you. You asked for it and you got it. Your favorite breakfast show, Your View, will be going to 2 hours We're going to have in-depth analysis of the newspaper review and more conversations on the hot topics. The ladies of your view and I will be stirring up our guests to get an in-depth into all the various topics, and you, our viewers, will have the opportunity to call in and share your views. After all, it's your view. Join us on Your View, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for a fantastic conversation. Don't miss it. Thanks for staying with us. So, we're just goofing around, but today we really want to focus on the banks. At least for the next 30 minutes or so, we want Nigerians to call in and tell us your experience, share your experience with us on what has happened to you in the banks. Let me take Emma. Emma's calling from Lekki. Good morning, Emma.
Good morning, Mariah.
Good morning. You're live. Go ahead, please.
Yes. So this is my own experience. I have a small business here in Lekki, it's a restaurant, and we use POS. Lately, what has been happening is that when customers use the POS, we don't get our credit back, and you have to fight the bank to get your money. For almost 2 weeks now, I've been fighting GT Bank to get the little money that, you know how it is with restaurants. You cook today, you sell today, you're going to cook again tomorrow. They need the money. Been going back and forth. They'll credit you.
Emma, can you increase the volume a bit? I can't hear you very well. Speak a bit louder.
Okay, it's loud. It's very loud on my side.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So if you have like 5 transactions in a day, they can pay you for 2, and the other 3, you don't know where it's gone. You don't know what happened. You keep calling the account officers, and they keep telling you they're working on it. Send us the receipt. Take a picture of the receipt, send it to them. You can't even go to the bank because they block you off. The only place you can go is customer service, where those other account officers are. You can't get to them. They block you off. They're using COVID as an excuse. So this is the frustration I'm going through. I spoke to 2 of my friends. They said the same thing.
Emma, let me be sure I understand you, because it wasn't clear earlier. You're saying that you're a small business owner, and you have the POS machine. And in these machines, you have customers come in and you have transactions. So in a day, you might have about 5 or 6 transactions. But the bank only said they saw 2. And they now have to start to reconcile the accounts. Thank you very much, Emma. That's a major issue, because lots of people are running businesses like this.
Because you now go to some places and they'll tell you, sorry, our POS does not work, because they are going through issues like this. Things are supposed to be just seamless, where you do not have to report yourself for it to be done. Somehow we make it about, we just frustrate people. I think the banks have gotten away with a lot. I don't know why, but they have just been cruising happily while we have been carrying the burden of whatever scam, fraud, inefficiencies that happen. We have stories. I know of a particular small business owner a while back where she said either she was robbed or something and her ATM was taken. It was late at night, and she tried to reach her bank. So she was looking at her phone while, debits were being made, and she was trying to reach her. But the bank says it's on her. So what happens to what happens to someone who has found themselves in a situation like that? In what ways does the bank step in quickly and sort of compensate them? If the relationship seems skewed, where all the liability is on me and all you have to do is collect my money, when my money comes, you take away your charges, why then would I want to put my money there the next time? I put it under my bed. So many Nigerians, how much money are they making? They're thinking, this money, apart from the fraud, these small charges, if I use it and I'm doing my small ASUU, what do you call it? This contributory, whatever, with my fellow women. I know how much I would have kept. And then you constantly take it out of the small money that I have.
What you said, I think was really critical, is that when things happen, because life will happen, they will steal your cards.
Yeah.
What are these toll-free numbers really toll-free? Are their customers really there? Do they even work? Because they give you an account officer. The phone numbers don't go through.
Yes,
all
and
the
that
account
one is
numbers
what has happened to me
never goes.
directly.
Yeah.
So all those numbers attached to our account numbers,
yes,
with the faces of the account officer.
Yes.
You call it just goes straight to busy, or it does not even ring at all.
The one that don't pick my
Let me take this call. Come to you. Innocent, are you there? Kotu?
Yeah, I'm here.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, really, such thing happened to me before.
Yes.
Yeah, I opened an account, and it happened that I was receiving series of alerts, you know, and I was wondering what is going on. Then I have to meet my bank, the bank manager, and he told me that there are some things that they will reduce money. I said, why should such be reducing it? It's much. It's much. Formally, the alert you normally see will not be so much like that. By this time, you trying to do a withdrawal of with the phone. You do a withdrawal of maybe like 5,000 naira. Before you know it, 300 naira will disappear. I keep wondering why should this thing be going on? Right. They say charges. Every time you keep on seeing a lot coming, you know, of which I began to think on how to close the accounts, you know.
Thank you very much, sir. So, I mean,
there's one more.
Yeah, go ahead.
When you use the ATM machines, all the extra charges for using the ATM machines, some banks do it. I know that there was a time, I think CBN stopped them where they are not supposed to put a limit.
Yes.
But there are some banks that say, I even know your names. I'm not just going to call it today.
10,
some of the
10,
places you go, they will put a cap on 10,000. If you dare to put 15,000, you say, sorry, this machine is not blah, blah. But only when you put 10,000. And you know they charge you on the fourth withdrawal. So they are doing it specifically so that they can make more withdrawals and then they can charge you. Those things have to be looked at.
Yeah.
You can't
So,
get
you know,
away with
and
things
even,
like that.
I see, my own, the major issue I have is their customer service. Because mistakes would always happen.
Yeah.
You transfer money in error. You know, maybe you wanted to transfer 10,000 and you mistakenly transferred 100,000. And you try to say, okay, and you tell the person, unfortunately, somebody that you're not very familiar with, and you call your bank, I have done this, so the process to get your money back is a whole
you have to know somebody.
It can take months.
No,
I
think you need a court order for that. There's the one that you go and write to the bank that you did a mistake. They'll tell you to do an affidavit to that mistaken transaction. They see the flow. See, what that pains me is that this is a traceable financial movement. So if I say that somebody defrauded me, you can follow the money. You find it where you go. Ask the person. My family friend called me sometime early last year. We had to end up at Alagbo on this matter. That, you know, she saw some transactions in her account, deposits, money coming in, and she did not have a transaction to that amount. Someone was owing her a much more larger amount, and she had called the person. The person said, I'm still owing you. I've not paid anything. So she went to the bank to go and ask him. And so they hold the woman. So someone had got to get a court order on a failed transaction that he mistakenly transferred money to her, and he was all the way in Abia State. Now, what even worsened it was that she's there in the police station saying, in the bank saying, I did not authorize the transaction. I walked here to come and tell you about the transaction.
Yes, you're arresting me.
And you're arresting me, said because there's a court order. And they put a lien on her account. And so while she's there, a police officer calls from Abia State and says she needs to pay another 80-something thousand for her to lift the lien over there. And that was done. So we followed it, and the police rectified it.
Who paid back 80,000?
They paid back. The police officer was made to pay back. I had to do that petition for her. So it was refunded. But the person who pays the court order is not seamless. If she's there in the bank saying, I didn't authorize it, and that person has, do you have to arrest her?
Just reverse the transaction. Let me take a call from King. Are you there? From, I think, Just Spate.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. My name is King. I'm calling from Plateau State.
Yes.
Yay.
I had a very terrible experience. I've been having anyway. Recently, 3 days ago, I transferred 6,000 from my wife's account into my account. Immediately, they removed 500. Then, that same day, there was money in my wife's account. She was supposed to go to the market to buy something. On getting there, she called me that the money is no more there. 14,000 was removed
Wow.
By First Bank. What did you do? Okay, she bought some things online, she has paid. But they just put First Bank pay stack for nothing. And that's how the money disappears. And you will call them, they say they are working on it, and you will never see it.
Whoa.
So the banking sector has become something else. They are just stealing from Nigeria.
Whoa.
The CBN mandates failed transactions to be reversed within 48 hours.
Yeah. Thank you very much, sir.
Within 48 hours. You still have bank. Me, I went to that bank that have
24 hours. I think it's 24 hours.
That my bank that have colors. I will use their colors. I will go there with the POS receipt.
Many colors.
So I went to do my alignment and buy fuel and wash my car at a particular spot by my law firm. And we were paying with the card. Failed transaction first, second time, third time.
They collect now.
So me, knowing them, I kept my receipts. I waited for a reversal. It didn't happen. 3 weeks, I went to bank. They still made me wait another 3 weeks. After I reached there, give them notice, write something. They waited to reverse a transaction you can trace. In fact, the queue in that section, not be only me.
You see why? Let me go queue. I reached the bank already. Let me go in. Okay. When we come back, we're still on the banks today. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bali, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC Communications story.
àwọn kan wà tí wọ́n bá kú tọ́jọ́ ọkú wọn ò tí ì pé wọ́n á papòdà síbòmíì.
Is that all you're gonna say?
ọkọ̀ tí wọ́n sọ yìí.
Ó ṣe wá kọ̀wé ránṣẹ́ yìí pé
Thanks for staying with us. So we're still talking about the bank charges, customer service, error transactions that happen with the banks, our experiences generally in Nigerian banks. And please call us on 081-270-53687. Also call us on 091-390-76948. You can tweet to us at #YourViewTVC. Send us messages on Facebook and on Twitter. We'll be ready to read your tweets.
Sure. Yes. So Omoti says, Nigerian businesses, either big or small, have no idea what seamless and great customer experience is all about. Corey Williams says, my Fidelity account for Nigeria na 7K day inside. And na so it go be because they no one gets sense. A good bit says, think bank officials, they charge their own rate, which has nothing with the bank. It's in Nigeria, and that's what's new. Kama Bram said, so many fraudsters masking up as bankers and accomplices to fraud.
This one is
Ola saying day, Olatunji says, I noticed that 20K was removed from my account on Monday, so I went to the bank and it was resolved yesterday without any reason why that money disappeared in the first place. I think we should be more proactive on the bank.
Swift says, till date, he went, okay, she must have had a trade on this one. Let me quickly take Shola Share Mobile says, how can we block an ATM card with an external phone in situation of theft?
Yes.
Because your phone for transaction may also be stolen at the point where your ATM card was stolen. So what do we do? I think the bank...
So you take this call from Yakub. Yakub from London. Good morning. Yeah, Yakub, go to London.
Maybe another Yakub.
Yes, it's Yakub.
Yakub, the same Yakub from London?
No. Yeah, this is Yakub from London.
Okay, go ahead.
Maybe it's London Yakub.
Yeah, my problem is one of your banks over there. I don't know whether to name the bank.
Go ahead.
Can I name the bank?
Oh, the bank. Please don't name the bank. Don't name the bank. I don't want to holler. But just say a bank. Go ahead.
What's happening is this. Sometime last year, in July, as a matter of fact, July 29th, I looked at my account, 1,000, I'm not going to name the bank. You said that you name, I'm not going to name.
Thank you.
Now, they charged me 1,500 naira. I complained to the bank. I said, what is this charge about? You know what they told me? They said, it's for a token.
A token?
Token, oh, okay.
I said, look, why do I have to pay for another token? I asked a series of questions. Tell me something. Do I have to renew my token? He said, yeah, no. It's okay. Has it expired? He said, no. I said, why are you charging me 1,500 there? He said, I ordered for a token. I said, I never ordered a token. I am in my bank account right now. And if you do not have a token, you cannot get into the account. They said, yes. I said, okay. Why do I need another token there? They continue to tell me that, yes, I ordered a token. I continue right from July last year. This case has been on. It has been on. Every time they tell me, oh, it's okay, they're going to tell my branch to investigate. Nobody has told me anything. Up to today, I have written more than 20 emails.
Wow.
Although the money is very small, but I just imagine how they have.
Thank you very much.
So when I
noticed this, thank you so much, Jacob, for sharing your story.
Add to that, what I noticed is these banks respond to threats. And the fact that, okay, so they look, when you come and complain for this sort of thing, they look at your account balance to know the sort of response they will give to you. I've noticed it on several banks. I use many of them. They look at your account balance and know, okay, should we just fill this form and go back and come back 3 weeks' time? Or should we sit you down and have a conversation with you? Then when you come in guns blazing, it's not like you want to do anything, but you see this money today, you people were explaining it. You see the manager will come out of the office, everybody's running around, and they resolve your issues faster. I see why Nigerians sometimes resort to raising their voice to get things done. But how long do we continue that way?
They don't
so what? No, they do.
Somebody done naked. From back before. So we die here.
But I said two things here. No, listen. I said two things. No.
They made a video of the guy. They put it online, accusing the guy of causing mayhem in their bank.
But I said two things.
Rather than address what he's raising.
I said two things. They respond to the amount of money you have in your account. So they look face. There are some
so that
people
guy already have money, correct money.
check maybe it's just 5,000 naira. Yes, and it's something that we need to stop. But because if a human being can trust you enough to save the little they have, when they have big, they will save. Your job is to keep them safe, keep their money safe. At the end of the day, no matter how much inside that account.
Let me take this call. Good morning. Are you there? We really want to hear from Nigerians today. Good morning. Owolabi.
Good morning.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
About the bank. You know, you took a topic yesterday about a Yahoo or anything. If you want to trace everything down, trace it down to the bank.
Not true.
Telecommunication. I will take the bank because specific about the bank today.
Not true.
Maybe next time you think about the communication with the data. Let's talk about the bank. Now, I'm a regular customer with certain banks, whereby I make transactions every day. I'm a car dealer. So it gets to a point whereby I will send certain amounts from Nigeria to US to buy a car, which they gave me a charges I will pay as a fee. When the money will get to US, they'll say the money is not complete, in which I won't be able to pick up the car for that same day. So I was mad at the company in US that, okay, send me the amount they pay into you to your account. They said they pay a certain amount, like the Nigeria bank deducted $600 from my money, in which I paid to transfer $6,000. They gave me a charge of $300 or something, which I paid. The money getting to US, you still remove. So they now send me the slip that is the amount was authorized from your bank, from my domiciliary account. This is the amount in which my charge is higher than the money they sent. I went to the bank. I was like mad with them. They introduced me to the branch manager. They said, "Oh no, they made a mistake. They made this and that." If I'm to pay the balance, I'm not giving you a charges. So you send the amount that is supposed to pay to that account. Send the amount that you have to pay that. It's not my own fault. It's your own fault. I stood my ground. So the extent that me and the branch manager became a friend that no, don't worry, such thing will not happen. What if I'm an ordinary person sending money down there? If the country I send the money to is not transparent enough, they won't send me the slip that this is the money, this is the charges, this is this. Definitely your bank sends the certain amount.
Thank you.
So this thing is about.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Wolabi. I think that's another totally different ballgame. International transactions. So they charged you $300 for even doing the transaction. It now gets to the destination. You still deduct $600. Come on.
The money has finished now. A whole $900 in this. Oh God.
And then you don't want to do the error again. They say go and bring charge again. Don't charge again.
So Mariah, I made a mistake by opening a dollar account. And they warned me. They warned me. My financial advisor said, don't open this account. Let's do whatever I want to do with our Naira. I said, no, it will be easy. I think then I wanted to do some social media adverts for my page. And then they were not able to withdraw money from my Nigerian account. So I opened, Mariah.
The charges.
Hey.
Myself, this money, I still saw $8. This
I want to close that account and break that card. It's annoying. And I can't even, they're telling me this charge, this international, this. I've not used that account. I've not paid anything through that account. And they're removing money on a monthly basis. Money is just
so, as I said, today's show really is about for us to explain what we go through. We definitely promise Nigerians that we'll bring in people from CBN,
a bank
maybe
manager.
1 or 2 bank managers. They will come. Tell us exactly what the various layers of charges so that we can finish this matter properly and get a resolution.
There's a part that, we also will play.
Okay.
So there's a story shared. I don't know, my husband will finish me without permission to share this when he was head of setting something at the bank. And a lady in wheelchair has to cross the Badagry Expressway in that wheelchair to come and verify what is happening to our account. And somebody had been defrauded it.
Hey.
Helpless, frustrated at the bank. Someone saw that lady in that condition, took her bank details. There's something they must have done. I think what he explained was that maybe they cloned her phone numbers and used that to access USSD. So they empty the account. This frustrated lady was just there. So he had to start to raise something for her to go back. So they remained friends. Several like that you see. You too that you are doing that fraud on somebody. We can even understand that you're a thief. Your life have not spoken. You don't have feeling. But you see somebody disabled, someone who, for her to be able to get to the bank to even fight, say, waiting they happen on my account. They don't.
Maybe they don't know the person is disabled.
Account number. Yeah. So they just close that.
Let me take this call. Lekki from Ikorodu.
Be connivance with people around you.
Hello, Lekki, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yes, you're live. Go ahead, please.
Oh, in fact, you ladies, you are wonderful.
Thank you.
You do a fantastic job over there. And the Almighty One will continue to endow you ladies.
Amen.
Yeah, I'm here. Based on this discussion you are having, it's so pathetic. So pathetic. It affects everyone. No one is exception. No, I'm a pensioner. It just occurred. In fact, my pension just dropped this morning. The balance. This is a savings account anyway. So this is the balance that I maintain this savings account, and I expect the book balance to have increased when my pension dropped just this morning about a few hours ago. So by the time I checked the balance, I realized I reduced. And I'm wondering, it occurs like that almost every month. Every month, it affects everybody. Those guys, they are scammers. In fact, I believe it is out of the reach of central banks to control them. And my belief is that they are out for competitions. The banks, they are competing with each other concerning their capital base. So it's only the intervention of the National Assembly that can down this thing. It has become a monster.
Lekki, do you have a mobile?
Consider 10 naira from every bank account.
Lekki, how much? You are asking a question.
Do you have a mobile app?
Yes.
You do?
Go ahead.
Do you check when they ask to put
he
some?
just answered a question.
Do you have a mobile app?
Do I have the question?
He said yes. He answered yes.
He said go ahead with the question.
So do you have a mobile?
I'm hearing you.
Do you have a mobile app?
Yes, I have a mobile app on my phone.
Okay, are you careful when the bank asks certain transactions to be on recurrent?
It's like a bit straight.
So,
okay, thank you very much, Lekki.
What I also want to say is that why are we deducting pensions? Why are we putting charges on
pensions? Yeah.
We had a lady call here and said that she lives abroad and all the sort of waivers that he gets. Why would you be deducting charges on pensions? You should know that. I mean, the banks know. In fact, all the banks know you have account officers. They understand that these are. You don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. Because the thing is, they have worked and paid tax on those. So it's just their saving. You want to now tax again.
So I was saying to Lekki, sometimes when we do transactions and there's this something pops up and say you want to put this on a recurrent basis so that it's continuous every month. Maybe like you're paying for cable and all of that. It says sometimes you mistakenly go and say yes without reading.
Scam.
So you just see that deduction happening every month. What is happening?
Whether you use or not.
So that person, you're not. Maybe you're.
Let me take a day. Okay. You have another two. Let me take a day. Good morning, Ade. Are you there? Hello, Ade.
Yes, please. My comment today about Nigerian banks is that I get this debit all the time. They take money from our account, but I can't even bother myself calling them. But the problem I want to iron out is this. In Nigeria, when you want to open an account, they say go and bring two people. This is a colonial mentality. What is the relevance of those two people you brought before they can open an account for you? The bank should give us two people. So if they take our money, we hold those two people that say, go and save your money in this bank. That's how it should
referees.
Be. Secondly, they should not appoint any banker to be a central bank governor. They should look for an individual that a separate entity who has not been working in the bank to head that bank so it can operate without fear and favor. In this UK, no, my penny doesn't mean I have an account in my bank, I operate it, I transfer, do this, they never take one penny. All my accounts, I have three accounts here, no penny, but in Nigeria I have 2 accounts. They take the money every day, me I don't even bother anymore. Because I can't catch my brain because of 100 naira, 200 naira, so it's important to some people. They should consider the mentality of you bringing 2 people before you can open an account. What's the essence? What's the importance of it? When you have
I guess you need a referee, though.
Nigerian, you are whatever, and they say go and bring 2 people.
It doesn't make
but
sense.
Even some of people that open accounts, the people are dead long time ago. What's the relevance?
Thank you very much, Ade.
So for the corporate account, you already have a BVN. For those of us that we even do name change, all those things, we swear paper. I'm not opening an account. You can see it. I have a corporate registration,
somebody else.
CAC, whatever documents. And you're asking me, go and get other account holders to come and refer you to open an account. And I'm wondering, who should be referring who? You know, what are those people going to? What is the reference doing? What is that requirement for? The
they can go into their account and
see what is creating hardship for the people who want to even be traceable, who want to keep their monies in accounts.
And also, we know how to pick up cultures that we have met without thinking what is the essence of this. So I'm sure if you ask a bank manager now, why exactly do you need a referee? What's the role of these referees that you're asking us to? I said, that's how it's done. That's how we met it.
It's international best practices.
Yes, international best practices. But we need to start sifting those things that no longer serve us and tell us, use exactly the things we need to use.
We don't really question things.
We don't question things. We're not allowed to question things.
What do you mean you're not allowed to question things?
The ones that are questioning, they condemn us.
And then you have to, as
let me take Charles.
DC said, we have to come guns blazing
for them to answer you.
Good morning, Charles. Are you there?
I'm fine, thank you. My name
You're live. Go ahead.
My question is, all these issues that we are raising, is there no retired banker who can just call now and explain the situation or probably what he or she has gone through while working in the bank or outside the bank? That's my question. So I throw it up to the
Thank
audience.
you so much, Charles. Hopefully a retired banker will call in very soon.
I need to take this tweet. Ifeanyi Chukuma says, good morning. I once used ATM to withdraw 15,000. 6 out of that 15,000 that was dispensed from the bank's ATM was counterfeit. I went into the bank immediately after much shouting. The counterfeit was taken from me. Nigerians should always check. My boss, the guy of Hijab rights advocate, explained this to me once at the bank. I won't mention the bank. How she withdrew money, got home and found counterfeits there. And by the time she went to the bank, they said, you should have stayed at the bank to count the money.
Really?
Why is counterfeit notes
inside the money through your machine?
How can it move? You that you have the mercury lights, all the things to count catch counterfeit notes, now push it into the system.
Now go change that for me that day.
So there's this accusation that's going around. A lot of people think that some bank workers may be involved in some of these fraudulent activities. Some of the things cannot be carried out if there's no insider job. I'm not going to name this bank, but I have it on good authority. This happened for a while. People will come and request for an ATM. They haven't even put their new password yet, nothing. When they slot it in to change the password, the moment they do that, money keep being deducted immediately, every time. So you look like someone who worked in that department or, a group of people had a hand in this. So my own is we need to have someone that protects the Nigerian person.
Yes.
So bank is one person, is a
regulatory.
And the people, one group of people, CBN has to do more. And I find it annoying and frustrating that we have to go through various processes, different levels before you get, before you get any kind of,
very cumbersome.
So some people will just say, close my account and I'm not ready to deal with, because it's as if they make it deliberately so slow and so cumbersome before you get any.
Let me take this call from London. Kemisola, are you there?
Yes, Maya.
Good morning, you're live.
Good morning. Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead, you're live.
Okay. I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. This problem of bank charges, and I noticed you discussed about Yahoo yesterday. I tried to call in. And this matter, in fact, it's across the board in our sector in Nigeria. And, I remember while I was still very young, I used to go to labor. I do labor work, pack sand for them to mix some cement in the site for me to make end meet, And those money then I try to save them in the bank. Before it's all the charges, all of those charges. You see 10 naira, 20 naira, this and that. But while again, God bless me, and I have a small business I run. I had a man calling for the bank charges of the dollar as well. It was free. They asked you have to pay for one telex. Later they changed it and said, okay, this has to be for another extra charges. And at the end of the day, the money you're sending will not get to end location at the appropriate cost of what you're paid for. A lot of things. This Yahoo is not just Yahoo. It's everything. The foundation of the problem we are having in this country, but it's actually from the bank. And nothing has been done over years. We can't ask questions. We can't complain. There was a time I went to a particular bank. I just don't want to name the bank right now. I drive, and I have a very small stature. They look at me and like, well, if you do and do, nothing will happen here today. But I ran, I do everything, nothing happened. I just grateful that one of the government or the officials or the CBN people are actually listening to this program today, and they can actually work on it.
Thank you very much, Kemisola. Thank you so much.
Let me take this with.
Yes, go ahead.
Suleiman Ibrahim says, Nigerian banks are a total scam. He says the name of the bank has been charging me on an account I don't have ATM card on for card maintenance.
Wow.
And again, when you call the bank customer care line that is supposed to be toll-free, they'll finish your credit on with their advert, and that is supposed to be free. EFCC must investigate these banks.
So let me take this message. Ngohemen says, I had to block my domiciliary accounts card because I was charged $21 on monthly basis for maintenance. These banks there. Emmanuel Lucy says, corruption is too much in Nigeria. Every sector is corrupt, and the government can't do anything to address this. Ugochi says, unfortunately, you can... Okay. So, but I wanted to add quickly that these banks need to be called out. So, you know, when they see, I don't know, it's a Nigerian mentality where people who seem like they don't matter, when they raise an alarm that something bad is happening, it doesn't gather much attention. Yeah. Everybody will just throw their face, okay, and then just move on. Yeah. But imagine if this happens to a celebrity and the celebrity shouts that this particular bank, you are taking this, everybody will now come out. No. Do we have to wait till somebody big? Because these banks are smart enough to know that those people who can make noise, they quickly attend to them. Yeah, so how do we get the masses is actually the volume that they make.
That's the Nigerian fact. That's why the only way government can get attention is when they carry placards. Yes. That's why we all protest. Yes. That's why we make noise.
But
that's the only way.
People are talking about
NLC goes to have a meeting and have a conversation. The conversation will fall flat. Nothing will happen.
I agree with you 100% on calling out the banks, because it's much better now that we even have smartphones. One of our former colleagues, Ugochi, shared a harrowing story.
Yes,
heartbreaking story.
I remember Ugochi's experience.
So her dad was a businessman back in the days.
Let me pause you for a second. Let me take this Uber. He's been holding. Uber from Jigawa State. Thanks for calling. Listen to the TV. Listen to me, please. Hello, Uber, are you there?
Listen to your phone.
I'm here.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Okay. I have two experiences.
Okay.
One was in 2000. Yeah, one was in 2017. When I was about getting married, I made a transaction from a Polaris account to somebody that will help me do something. And I was debited, but the money did not go through. I went complaining and complaining and complaining. I complained, nothing was forthcoming. So I had to travel to Abuja.
Wow.
And when I got there, I made a scene. And after making that scene, it didn't take 30 minutes
for them to fix it.
They reversed the money, they paid me back.
Abuja at the bank.
I have to shout.
For a reversal.
So
the second experience I had was somebody, one of my boys was serving at Bayelsa, and during his service, Bayelsa we are paying them 6,000 per month, and they pay it in batches, maybe 4 months. And this time around, it took longer for them to pay. So the money accumulated to 72,000. He opened the Unity account, which they were told to open. And then after opening the Unity account, when the money was paid finally, he discovered that he himself was not paid. And not only him, other core members too were not paid as well. He went and complained to the bank. They told him that somebody had hacked into his account and had collected this money from him. And he was like, how will somebody hack into the account that I don't have access to? Hey! And then they deleted my account. So he tried to get fast from them. And at the end, they told him that the account was, somebody frauded his account. And they tried to intimidate him to accept 20,000 from 72,000. Not to accept 20,000 and close the gate. When the boy called me, I told him not to accept that. He should make a case And in fact, make a scene as well, he will get his money back.
Before make a scene.
He went there because they were posting him for one, come today, come tomorrow. He went there and made a scene.
Oh.
The manager called, the manager came out.
What did I say?
You know, the discussion.
Thank you very much, because you've gone to where I want to go to. You see, this is something I always say on this table. We are talking about democracy. Democracy is rule of law. You know, you do things the proper way, go through the courts.
Follow the system.
But Nigeria is not ready for that.
We're not ready.
It is craze. That's what's the problem in this country. Am I not breaking?
Yeah, they can't hear you right
Let's go there. You can't hear me again. Be right back. Yeah, go on, fix me.
You wanted to show you, right?
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move weigh in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
Come closer. A little bit more. Perfect. I have exciting news for you. You asked for it and you got it. Your favorite breakfast show, Your View, will be going to 2 hours. We're going to have in-depth analysis of the newspaper review and more conversations on the hot topics. The ladies of Your View and I will be stirring up our guests to get an in-depth into all the various topics, and you, our viewers, will have the opportunity to call in and share your views. After all, it's your view. Join us on Your View, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for a fantastic conversation. Don't miss it.
How we're doing, guys? Is the makeup in progress? Makeup check. Are the scripts on the prompter? Script check. Are we set in the PCR? All team in place? PCR check. Clock is ticking, time is racing, lights are. Plans all set. 120 minutes of hot entertainment. We are ready for the mission. How we're doing, guys? Is the makeup in progress? Makeup check. Are the scripts on the prompter? Script check. Are we set in the PCR? All team in place? PCR check. Clock is ticking, time is racing, lights are. Plans all set. 120 minutes of hot entertainment. We are ready for the mission.
Thanks for staying with us. So before we're interrupted, what I was saying before the break was that, listen, we love to believe that we're modern. You know, the world has gone global.
Civilized.
You know, we have to do what is internationally best practice and all that. But the truth is, Nigeria, Africa, we're a whole different ball game.
We're different breeds.
Based on what we've been hearing, because we must apply it across, but as much as we don't want to accept it, we must apply the mentality. We are Nigerians. So what Nigerians are saying is that if we go by the books and speak English, you know,
impeccable English.
Sorry,
Fill the
you just deported me, just debited my account. Please, what's the process? Who is it? If we do that, nothing will happen. But if you go there and scream down the bank, hey, managers will show up. The owner of the bank might even call. In fact, you slam it on Twitter. They will all show up and they will resolve your problem. Now, the question is, must it get to that level? Is that the reality of who we are? And we must face it. Yes. Because if we're saying democracy, and I'm moving this to the government, I will come to the bank issue. Because we're saying democracy, rule of the law, governed by the people for the people. You must go to the banks. And somebody just raped a 5-year-old child. And we say, let's go to the court. Or somebody just impregnated, you know, or a pedophile. And we say, let's go to the courts. And we're telling ourselves that we don't need that. Some people should be blown up immediately.
Let me
Some people should be blown, just like that child.
You see the cop that
some people should be blown off.
Is backing me.
No, I'm just saying.
Let me say this. You see, we cannot truncate the rule of fair hearing.
I've heard you.
That's why fair hearing is extremely important because just as you said, a 5-year-old has been raped, but it has been planted on a poor houseboy who has no trace. A person has been killed at a rally, but an innocent community have their 2 sons hanging for the death they know nothing about.
Yes.
So we see everybody need their day in court.
Yeah.
So I was saying about
that's a good point.
We agree.
That's a good
talking about these banks and what they did to our colleague's father. Several years ago, he did a transaction to his business partners in Germany. Money never left. He lost that transaction, that deal that would have, because this was a strong businessman, and he kept going to the bank. I paid money here. This is the evidence of payment. Where is my money? Several years after, till the man died this year, 2021, last year. His burial has been done.
This is wickedness.
There was nothing. And so when his daughter took it up and started to call them out online, they called for another meeting. They've been calling for meetings since. Called for another meeting. Matter wasn't resolved. He sued them. He took them to court. They would rather, their lawyers would rather cut corners, adjourn and never show up. And
we have a lot of tweets. Let me take James. I'll come to you, Mariam. James, are you there? Oh, I'm so sorry for keeping you so long. Go ahead, Mariam.
Okay, so people are tagging banks, and I don't know.
Yeah,
so let me read Toyosis Oyetoke's on. She says, I used my dollar debit card for over a period of 4 months, and to my surprise in December, they left my account in negative balance of $18,000. When I asked them, when I asked them what was going on, they said they didn't charge me accordingly those times I was using the card. So right now, I owe this bank $18,000. She tagged the bank.
She has closed that account.
I don't know, but this is what, of course, you close it.
When we connect to the banks, they might
because of BVN and everything.
BVN will link you now.
So that is what they've done.
Wow.
People are saying, somebody here says,
let me take read that. That I've been extorted many times, that I've concluded Nigerian banks are scams. I sent 20K to someone 4 years ago, but the person didn't get the money till today. I went to the bank many times for follow-up to no avail. I submitted my bank statement and the recipient's bank statement to show that the money lost in transit did not get to, it moved from me, but it did not get to destination. But nothing was done. I don't understand for years.
Is saying it's really annoying. I used ATM of another bank with another bank's card. I was debited. The machine gave a dispense error message. I went to the bank, applied for a refund, but it's more than a year now. They cannot trace where the money went. Talk more of refund.
I don't believe that.
Let me take Mike.
I don't believe
Mike, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there, Mariah. Good morning.
Morning, you're live. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, my own was my own bank. What they've been doing is that they've been withdrawing money, taking money from my account. And what now happened was that I called them and I said, okay, why? What was the reason for all this transaction? One, they said that they are maintaining their one is for account maintenance. I told them, I said, my account is not dirty, that you want to maintain it, or my account is falling, that you want to maintain it. The other one, what is it for? They said that for them to wish me happy birthday. I told them I already wish myself happy birthday. Don't wish me happy birthday. I will wish myself.
Nigerian bank
is a blue bank. That bank is blue.
That bank is blue.
I play one bank that is in Ocean. I know you know that bank. I don't want to watch that. The guy will come to that to Nigeria. They will reform my money.
We need to find out for NBC when we can start calling their names.
My money that they've taken. And in total, because I keep it based on pounds, if I exchange it to the CBN exchange rate, the total money they've taken from my bank so far is up to 40,000 naira.
Wow.
For nothing.
You have to come back.
2019, the last time I was in Nigeria. So today,
you have to
about
come back.
40 grand. For no reason, no transaction. I don't use the banking. I don't buy, the mobile app. Nothing.
Wow. I disagree on your behalf, sir. You have to come to Nigeria.
And even if you look on this Yahoo that they are doing, go and check it.
Okay, so this is thank you, Will. Thank you, Mike. This is the third person referring to Yahoo Yahoo. So we should talk on Yahoo Yahoo for a second because they always say follow the money in any crime. So there's always are the Yahoo Yahoo guys keeping all the money in under their beds?
No, it's in
if it's going to the bank, so they should be able to trace these guys.
But before we go to that, let me quickly take some messages. Idera case says all of these thieves should be apprehended and tried, and if they are culpable, get them imprisoned and make them serve with hard labor. Working on government farms to grow food for the masses. We don't have government farms. Corey Williams says that is why everybody for Niger head they hot, because if you know Chris, nothing will happen. Michael says 1 penny looks small, but when you take it from several millions of people, bankers become millionaires. Usually no one has the time to complain about 1 penny missing from their account. So even that 5 naira now, we should start making noise about it. They must explain to us why you took 5 naira from my account.
Sir says the banking system is flawed. I keep getting over 500 naira monthly for SMS charge. SMS in Nigeria is 4 naira each. Mathematically, what this means is that they have sent me over 125 SMS in that month. Isn't that fraud?
A relative of mine lost their dad, and while they were sitting down discussing that he was dead, the bank blocked his account and announced his death.
Wait, the bank announced his death?
Blocked his account and announced his death.
How did they hear he had died?
Inside held to the money. Held on to the money. The family was supposed to announce the death of a relative to bank. I don't get English.
No, insiders are
this
working.
One, I know the person. And there's this
they're not allowed to do that. That should be illegal. That should be illegal.
Happy birthday every 14th of April.
And they've been telling me happy birthday.
It's your money. For the past 8 years, bank, and they will take money for the SMS.
It's like how.
So when they say happy birthday, they charge us for that?
I don't realize they charge. I have to tell them to stop.
Yes.
I don't
need
you.
Please don't send me.
I didn't know they used to charge.
I never knew that.
My money.
Interesting. Let me take this call. Ayani, are you there?
Hey.
Hey, not by force.
Every April they will send me.
Hello, Ayani, are you there?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, you're live. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, I think what is happening in Nigeria Bank is just the reflection of what is happening in the country as a whole. Because there's injustice everywhere. There's injustice everywhere. And there's nobody to even complain to. How many bandits arrested have been taken to court, have been convicted? How many Boko Haram members arrested, taken to court, and convicted? So, whom are we going to report to? But people are just tired. People are tired of this country because there is fraud, there is insecurity, there is no one is checking each other. Nobody is checking each other. So I think we are just living things anyhow.
Thank you so much, Ayani. I would like to correct because I think what Nima made a very, very valid point earlier. As much as one says let's go crazy, but the truth is that a hardened criminal can come into the bank that wants to do illicit transactions, come in and be shouting down when he knows that what you're doing is totally wrong. And he's shouting. But you see, if you follow the process, you can then know that what he's doing is illicit transactions. So it's always good to have a process. Down. So nobody's saying we should start the culture of shouting down banks, but we're saying that the process also must be transparent and must be effective. You must know that if I call customer service, it works. And you don't just post to me and say, come back in 3 weeks, but actually make it work.
So the reason we have what we have now is because we're trying to solve the issue of jungle justice, everybody going crazy. But now what has happened is that we have saboteurs of this process, constantly trying to undermine it so that we can go back to jungle justice time where people can just go crazy and those that do not deserve punishment get punishment, those that do not deserve, appointments or glory would get it. So we need to, I think the Nigerian people, this is where we talk to ourselves, we need to protect this process because the process protects us.
Absolutely.
We should not allow people to take advantage of it.
If the process is working, so if you say come back in 2 weeks and I come back in 2 weeks and you're giving me stories and I need this money to either pay for healthcare or pay for school fees, honey, the process gotta be working. If you want me to keep my...
Let me take Taye is called. Good morning, Taye. Are you there?
Good morning, I'm there.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Hola.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Actually, I'm a banker, so I decided I want to...
Welcome to the show. Start talking.
Okay, so about the charges people complain, even we that are bankers and bank with other banks too, some of us suffer a similar fate. So the challenge is probably CBN needs to do more on that.
in making people or the officials of the banks answerable to all these issues. Because sincerely, probably people have not been, the bank have not been stamped based on the complaints from customers. If an example is being made by CBN, like if people are called out from banks that so things is happening, people are being debited for renewable charges, and they are being sanctioned, or their land is being revoked, I think people with banks will keep eyes in addressing all these issues. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So before we run up, it's important for us to, I'll mention a few people that would like to call out, because it's important that after all this lamentation, we said today was day of lamentation, but at some point we have to agree and bring in some leaders. So a few people would like to hear from ICPC and EFCC to start probing this activity. We'd like to hear what they're doing concerning it. The Minister of Finance herself, I would love to speak to her. Central Bank of Nigeria, Bankers Committee of Nigeria, Senate Committee on Banks, House of Representatives Committee on Banks. All of you accomplices. We want to speak to all of you on this matter. And there are a few issues that have been raised so far. Issues of counterfeit money.
Yes.
You go to the bank and you get money that's counterfeit. The fact that you have to still bring 2 people or references to just open a bank account. Excessive bank charges. Customer service line that doesn't work. Customer service numbers that don't actually solve your problems. Transfer errors, international bank transactions, and I think
birthday messages payments.
Don't wish me happy birthday.
Don't wish us. In fact, Nigerians don't want to hear from you again. Remove it.
Can I wish myself? Why?
So those are a few things we like them to address. But let's take a few more messages before we run off.
So quickly, I wanted to say
I have a caller. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, but you have put them out there already. At the core of all of this is the CBN. We hear about their regulations without enforcement.
CBN is too far.
Every day they will say it's within 48 hours. What happened to them when they pass 48 hours? Nothing. You know, and the CBN even said the bank will then refund you money double as punishment. Yet, no enforcement. So at the core of all of this fake
what I want a mini mobile court down the street to my bank that can quickly go and just report. That's it. I don't want it to be so far. I have to travel to Abuja, call someone in CBN. It's so far, the process. Let me just know that the bank knows that down the street, there's a place that we can go and just complain.
Let me tell you a funny, stupid
Let me take this call. Olani is a whole different. Okay. Olani, are you there?
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. You're live. Go ahead, please.
Good morning.
Morning.
For that.
Welcome to the show.
I love all of you, and you are doing a wonderful job.
Thank you.
Please, I want to appeal to you. The problem I have with us in this country is that we are hypocrites to ourselves. When you see the reality, you decide to face up the reality. Why is it that when they want to show the criminal, yes, they might be doing other investigations, they will show the back end of that criminal to us. And we are dealing with certain issue now that's affecting us. 3 days ago, I was talking to my wife that I withdraw money from ATM, they charge me. I transfer money to my wife, they charge me. Why is this kind of, so after the second day, I saw the message that Central Bank has made the regulation or something like that. But please, let us be mentioning the name of the banks so that they will see that. When instead of us to go and consolidate, I've been to my own bank sometimes that I created a lot of nuisance. It's GT Bank. I created a lot of nuisance with them before they attend to me. So if you don't want us to be created nuisance here, let us be mentioning their name on our national TV so that they will see that. Or else, we want people to create another thing. I was watching the Facebook when the woman was shouting, the man was crying. But they just see a lot of money from my account. Please, I want to beg you. Tell the director.
Thank you very much, Olani.
They cannot sanction you if you mention the name of the bank.
Thank you very much, Olani.
And if you have a case with the bank,
when they asked for a referral for my corporate account, I was confused. And I asked them, the very first corporate account in Nigeria, who referred me? Because it's true. It is true. At that time, you open accounts. Somebody comes with the valid papers. I still don't understand the importance and relevance of a referral for that account. Because it's not like the person will be, it's not like the person is identifying my account or funding you. But I this is for trace. That's why you require my house address, utility bills, and BVN.
But that one of death, I'm really concerned about it. Because the family should officially write to the bank XYZ have passed on. So how do you automatically just
there's the next
because I could have my mother's PIN number and I want to withdraw the money. Why would you then block the account? I can't do anything.
Yeah. Someone Omati says, I paid for flight ticket for my mom years back, but the ticket was cancelled and Virgin refunded the money. Called the bank, she named the bank, to chase the money for nearly 4 weeks and nothing was done until I called a friend who works there, who helped me track the money, and then the money was refunded. And as she heard, and she was told that some of these funds are kept to the end of the year, and once you stop chasing, then they share the money.
Imagine that. Let me take this final caller.
Secret account.
Final call. Good morning. Are you there?
I'm there. Good morning.
Good morning. You're live.
Yeah, I'm first time caller.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate your effort.
Thank you,
I
sir.
pray to Almighty God to continue to strengthen your effort and accept it as an act of ibadah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. So many things have happened concerning the bank fraud and whatsoever. I have a friend that, up to this moment, I've taken one case to Federal Competition Consumer Protection Commission, and which has whereby they deducted almost 300,000 from his account. He just buy credit of, he got like 3,000 naira on getting, that was after. On checking his balance, 300,000 was deducted. I forwarded a mail to the Federal Competition Consumer Protection Commission, and they invited us. And that bank, I think we're supposed to be mentioning their names for them to know how very fraud they are defrauding us. Sure. That bank is GOTV, and it has happened to 2 persons, which I was handling today now. Immediately we get to the commission, we are just waiting for the bank representative. They forward 200,000 back to that person's account. Supposing we let that thing has been happening over 2 years. He did not do anything. After going there, the guy even shouted in the bank. They went to go and arrest him with their police. We waited. They sent the 200,000. And I asked the guy, do you expect any money from other people? He said no. And that the people that sent the money is 2,000.
But the money is 300,000, so there's 200,000. Yes. Thank you, Taiwo. We're running out of time, Taiwo. We have to wrap up. I think the next organization is telecoms. That one of buying credit, but that's a different thing.
I'm watching the breakfast show about how Nigerians are being defrauded by banks with excessive bank charges. I just bought MTN 500 credit. 1,000 has hit my account. Mine not 1,000.
In fact, all right. So we have to wrap up. Any other final messages?
There are plenty of messages here. Emmanuel Osi says, the View crew, thanks for this good job you guys are doing. I hope they address these issues because the world is laughing at Nigerians. The executive, the judiciary are all corrupt. Ibuku says, bank fraud is taking place everywhere globally, including here in the UK. But banks will refund money in many circumstances after through a thorough investigation to trace the origin of the fraudulent activity. Amola Jumoke says, another one happened last year and I called the bank out on Twitter and sent mails to CBN. The money was refunded within 3 days. They don't like to be embarrassed.
Exactly.
Netega says, nobody is talking about the issue of being able to call back money transactions that are not legitimate, as well as making a confirmation before monies are transferred to third parties. Is a stage that we can get to using technology like this.
Umilubimi says, bank has been charging me for SMS alerts that they have never sent me. Wow. Each time they charge on transfer above 10K, card maintenance I don't use because I live abroad, VAT on transfer to another bank. Nigerian banks are glorified scams.
All right, that's all we can take on the show. As we said earlier, we definitely would like to hear from the Minister of Finance, Central Bank of Nigeria, Bankers Committee of Nigeria, Senate Committee on Banks, House of Representative Committee on Banks, and also the EFCC, ICPC to know exactly what they're doing to probe these activities. Those will be our focus for guests coming forward in a few days. But we just have to tell Nigerians to be careful and keep your records. No matter what happens to you, save your receipts because it can be done. And please, no jungle justice. Yes, I know we said it out of the Nigerianness in us. But the truth is, go, let's An expression of how you felt.
No.
No, it was a symbolization of
protest. Sometimes when we interpret words in our local language before we speak it in English,
it doesn't.
You just use that bracket. We do that here.
But you don't really need to die here.
Of course
So
not.
the point
We
is
want
that
to leave.
let's follow the process. Speak a lot of English. Get it done.
Fill the form.
Come
back into it.
Stay on the queue. Get back to you. Stay on the queue.
Yes. Fill the form.
See you tomorrow. Bye for now.
Fill it form.